Eagles, minicamp, day 2. A lot to discuss. Go over some of the player press conferences, the depth chart, what players are rising, a lot of things that were said today, a lot of great things, and why the offense is still struggling on day 2 of minicamp. And yeah, let's get straight into the news.
Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
Yeah, what's going on, guys? I hope everyone's having a fantastic day today. I cannot talk today, but we're going to go over Eagles minicamp day 2 with one more day left. And a lot was talked about today between a lot of the players, what the depth chart looks like, and, what players are really starting to shine and show that athleticism and, is really going to be that big focal point coming into training camp, and I think that's really exciting. The players that did not practice at mini camp today. That was Jacob Harris, Trevor Keegan, and yes, James Bradbury did not practice yet again. So it looks like James Bradbury is not going to practice probably the rest of minicamp. We have one more day, and then we take a little bit of a break, get into training camp. Bradbury left with a little injury right before practice even started the other day. Walked off the field, went into the tent, came out the tent with no helmet, and today he just stood at practice the whole entire time. Now, once we get to training camp, we're going to find out with James Bradbury if they're just trying to build his value up. A lot of, with Nick Sirianni said that, he's going to get a lot of reps at safety. If that's even true, or they're just trying to trade him at this point, make a move for him, get somewhat of a draft pick, because a lot of defensive players, young youth movement type players, getting a lot of opportunity with Bradbury being gone. And to be honest with you, Bradbury being hurt right now, it's really not hurting my feelings at all. I don't wish injury upon nobody, but I feel like it's helping us more than it's really hurting us. We'll see by training camp what happens with him, but he did sit out today. So for 7-on-7s, 11-on-11s for the cornerback position, looks like Isaiah Rodgers was starting opposite of Darius Slay, and it looks like Quinyon Mitchell and Keely Ringo actually got first-team reps as well, but Isaiah Rodgers got majority of the first-team reps. Now we're seeing a little bit of a difference with Quinyon Mitchell just being on the second team. Now he's getting reps slowly to the first team. I think that's awesome. A.J. Brown had a lot to say about Quinyon Mitchell and saying they have a friendly little rivalry during practice, which is awesome. Quinyon Mitchell is not really the big talking shit type of player, but he, commented on, I guess they were facing each other on one rep, and he said that his route was trash or something like that. And A.J. Brown kind of laughed, and he likes that little rivalry that they do have. So Quinyon Mitchell, not a man of a lot of words, but when he has to say something, he'll say it. And I like that. Like I say, iron sharpens iron when it comes to these matchups. Wait till we get the full pads on to see what these guys could do. So I like that there is a competition. There's an attitude. There's a pushback attitude between players, especially when they're facing each other at practice, which is going to be great. And it's even going to be better when we face the Patriots in joint practices and really see this, competition really unfold in a lot of ways. So really happy for Quinyon Mitchell, Isaiah Rodgers, Keely Ringo gang, just having excellent days and being very productive. Looks like Cooper DeJean was making some plays too, where he almost had a one-handed pick on Jalen Hurts in the flat. It looks like there was a miscommunication with Jalen Hurts or something like that, and unfortunately DeJean dropped the ball, and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson was trash talking against him that he should have made the play. Chauncey being in the building is great because he demands excellence of this defense, and when guys mess up plays like that, and Cooper DeJean's a rookie, we all know that, but DeJean's making plays at camp. We'll find out during training camp, another day of practice, but obviously when the pads come on, like I said, Parker, the cornerback coach, has talked about DeJean playing at multiple positions. Let's see if they actually move him at safety a lot more during training camp, where they really do like him, and see what happens there. But you're looking at DeJean being that move around type player for us, not just sitting at one spot, because I think sitting him at one spot is a total weakness for him. I think he'll have more value at playing multiple positions, and I think that's what Christian Parker wants with him, and it was nice to hear that. So good for Cooper DeJean. Now for your linebackers, looks like Devin White and Zach Baun are still your linebackers. It's almost looking like this hasn't really changed at all. Devin White making plays on the ball. Got a pick the other day, the first day of camp. You know what? Devin White had a lot to say at his press conference today, saying that being with the Eagles is like a breath of fresh air. That last year was a humbling experience. He did get hurt against the Eagles week 2 or 3, whatever it was, and then kind of was benched the rest of the year. But we all know that Devin White has wanted out of Tampa Bay the last couple years, and he says he hopes that he's with the Eagles, for the rest of his career, or at least after this year, he's with them a lot longer, because your 2 starting linebackers right now are on 1-year deals. That's the crappy part about it. And yes, the Eagles have not overcome the absence of re-signing a linebacker, and letting TJ Edwards walk was one of the biggest mistakes. I think we all know this, but Devin White is getting is kind of reviving his career a little bit, and he loves this defense. He loves Vic Fangio. So, a lot of these players, especially the last few weeks, between OTAs and minicamp, have talked about Vic Fangio and how much of a hard-nosed coach he is, but there is a structure within this defense that everyone could follow, and it seems like everyone is really believing in this defense right now. So, as well as I am, I think it's going great, and it sounds like it's going great for the players, so good for them. Then you had Nakobe Dean and Brandon Smith actually getting some first-team reps as well. So Nakobe Dean is getting in there as well with the first team, so that's great. Nakobe Dean, for me, I'm going to act like he's not even on this team right now until he shows me that he can stay healthy the whole offseason program. He really desperately needs it. He cannot afford to get hurt again. Hopefully he stays healthy, and we see a lot more from him. Reed Blankenship's having a really good camp as well, where he picks off Jalen Hurts today, and, Reed Blankenship is being called one of the most underappreciated players in Philadelphia, and I totally get that. I understand the whole thing. I'm trying to figure out what they're doing with him. Is he staying at safety? Is he going to be a number 3 safety for the Eagles? Is DeJean going to take that spot, or what's going on? There's only so many guys that could play unless they do 3 safety sets a lot. But Reed Blankenship has had a pretty strong camp as well. And you guys got to remember too, this isn't a contract year for Reed Blankenship. Remember, he signed that 1-year deal, so he has that 1-year extension throughout the 2025 season. So I'm excited for the whole safety group in general, and if DeJean is added to that. But Reed Blankenship is doing a fantastic job. As far as some of the other positions offensively for the Philadelphia Eagles, I think John Ross, has been phenomenal. Fantastic, phenomenal. He caught a few passes today. He caught a couple on the flat today. It shows his speed, making guys miss. I mean, John Ross is making his case. I guess Devontae Parker retiring is really showing us maybe, sometimes retirement or injuries isn't a blessing in disguise in a lot of ways. It's unbelievable what John Ross is doing. He's got nothing to lose at this point, because he's already commented that retiring a few years ago was the biggest mistake he ever made. And, at 27, 28 years old now, he's got a chance now to really bring himself back into his own doing. And, I definitely see the speed in his legs. I want to see more when we see, obviously, joint practices and the competition and getting into these preseason games. But John Ross had a lot of, started a lot the last couple days. And his eye-opening attention that he's getting from the coaches, and a lot going on with him. So I'm very excited. John Ross is working on special teams as well at kick returner too. So he's doing double duty right now, and can't wait to see more John Ross. It sounds like it's getting a lot more serious than we admitted to feel like it was. Will Shipley had a couple good runs, a few good catches, showing that his movement in open space, great vision. Will Shipley hopefully being that dual threat dynamic type running back. Just remember, because some of these running backs are going to be in the passing game, Kellen Moore is not messing around when it comes to running backs. You're not gonna waste a talent in your running back core. You're gonna take pressure off Jalen Hurts. You're gonna give him another weapon, not only for the run game, for the passing game as well. Even Kendall Milne, the undrafted free agent from Georgia, which He's mostly, in my opinion, a north and south runner, a bruiser back. They've had him in the passing game too. So Kendall Milton is another one I'm actually really excited for going into training camp when that time comes, because I don't really see him as a sideline type runner, using his physicality to get those extra yards. So can't wait to see if maybe they're trying to get more out of him and seeing how he looks in his movement after the catch. So it's going to be interesting. Now, Jalen Hurts and the offense. Okay, I want to talk about this because Jalen Hurts hasn't had a good couple days, and all the reports trashing Hurts that he's been horrible and he's throwing picks. And look, every time he plays good consistently in camp, we say that the defense is horrible. And every time Hurts struggles, we say that, oh, the offense is in trouble. But this is OTAs and this is mini camp right now, okay? We got through OTAs. We're at mini camp. And there's no defensive lineman coming after him. It's not a game. It's, you're just throwing passes, whether they're open or not. You're seeing what these receivers can do. And there has been a lot of balls where the receiver, sometimes some of these throws were in the perfect position to catch. But, sometimes it's on the receiver. Sometimes it's on the quarterback. But we have to remember, too, that they're putting in a brand new offense this year. It's not easy to do that. Okay, A.J. Brown talked about, which I'm starting to understand now, because A.J. Brown is starting to talk about, how the wide receivers have a lot of freedom in this offense. Devontae Smith talked about it. There is an excitement with this offense, and it's only going to get better throughout the weeks. So the people saying that Hurts is struggling and the offense is horrible and whatever it is, we're not in full pads right now. Still, we're not in full pads. We're not hitting each other right now. Okay, we're just running plays. We're not scheming against our own defense and our own offense. I mean, that's just stupid right now, early in the process. But you're installing a brand new offense, and Hurts is throwing a lot middle of the field, a lot during camp, which is great. The thing with Kellen Moore is this: he's not going to ignore position. He's not going to waste a strand of talent from any of these players. Everybody is going to succeed in this offense, and everybody is going to have a chance, because we're not focusing on one guy. We're not focusing on 10 plays in a playbook. This is going to be one of the most dynamic offenses in the NFL this year, that on paper it should be a top 5 offense. Okay? And I think Jalen Hurts is getting pushed by Newsome, the new quarterback coach, and obviously having Kellen Moore as that X's and O's type guy that's going to get the right matchups and help Jalen Hurts with all of that, using the running backs to get pressure off of him in the run game and the passing game. And that's really all I have to say about it. Players are open to it. I see a lot of players excited about this offense. Going to be great, and can't wait for more. So that is your day 2 of Eagles mini camp. And I thought we, talked about a lot regarding some of the players. And there's opportunities that are happening with players that we never thought would happen. And guys like John Ross, guys like, Quinyon Mitchell, guys like, that are starting to, now we're starting to see them get those first team reps, and we're starting to see them blossom a little bit, and they're just getting better every single practice. Let me know what you guys thought about Eagles minicamp day 2. If you guys haven't checked out the Philly Shakedown podcast merch, definitely check it out. Link is in the description for all the products. We have 6XL shirts now. We're going to have sleeveless t-shirts. We have women t-shirts now, and youth t-shirts as well. Check out the site if you guys have not. Appreciate all the support from all of you guys. And other than that, guys, that is about it. I will see you guys on the next one. Shakes, what up? Follow slide. Peace out, guys. Peace.